Some of the messiest and most stressful situations I've ever witnessed have come from mixing relationships and money. And you guys, it's a very complicated subject, but just to prove how crucial it is to have financial boundaries in your life, I'm going to share 3 co-signing nightmares that will make you stop in your tracks and rethink your whole life. So make sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. All right, when it comes to co-signing, in order to have a co-signer, it means that you have bad credit, which means you did not handle the debt that you have now well. So you don't have a good number. So the bank is like, we're not going to give you money unless we can have someone that's responsible. And then the responsible people are like, oh my gosh, sweet Bill needs a new car, and he can't get one. He has no money and he has to get a loan, but he can't get a loan. So I'm going to be on the loan with him because he will pay it. Yes, he will. And then he doesn't. And then you're just like, wait, what? And then you're stuck with it. So co-signing is one of the worst. So here are some Ramsey Show moments, you guys, where it proves it out. All right, so first up, we have Rebecca, and her ex-boyfriend bought $1 million ranch in cash, but put her name also on the deed of the ranch. And they weren't married yet. So this is not necessarily a co-signing situation, but they're already mingling finances and they're not married. So I was on this episode. I remember this well. Here's the clip.
Earlier this year, a boyfriend at the time of 2 years was ready to take the next step. And he wanted to move to my state, and he ended up purchasing a ranch, which is kind of like my dream property, for about $1 million. Paid cash, put me on the deed. And prior to that, I said, I don't feel comfortable doing this unless we are married. At that point, he was like, nope, we're going to get married. A venue was booked. A ring was purchased. And we move forward. He moves in for about 3 weeks and then tries to almost trick me into signing the deed of the house into a trust while he's like planning his exit. And he left. So, which whole other set of emotional issues.
He paid cash.
He did.
Of $1 million for a property.
Yep.
And put your name on the deed.
Yes, sir.
And then he took off.
Yes, sir.
Wild. So I don't understand how he profits from this. It almost sounds like he was trying to scam. Is he just flighty or what?
I think he has some. I think he liked the idea of this. And I think
broke your heart in the process. Wow.
Broke my heart. I'm left to manage the whole 20 acres on my own and 6 animals.
It's not your house.
It's not my house.
Well, it's his $1 million, right?
Yeah, but I'm on the deed, so technically I am 50% owner. And my home, I rented it out, and I have tenants in there through the end of May. So
your point is you've been damaged by this fraud,
mm-hmm.
and so financially, and so it would be ethical to receive something for that.
I don't know.
I think that's right. I think it cost you a good job, and
my home that I had.
Well, no, you own the home still.
Right.
You'll get it back in May, and and you will have rented it. You will have made money on it during that time. So I don't mind tagging him for $100,000 or something. I just don't. I don't know how you've been harmed much more than $100,000 unless you want to just be punitive, which honestly is probably okay. This guy kind of deserves it, but I'm kind of with you. I mean, I'm vacillating while I'm talking to you. You hear me? So I'm not sure. This is weird, and as you know. So, and you're not the weird one. So, yeah. Okay, I want to be made whole financially plus a little if I'm you. Past that, this is dirty money for me.
Right.
I don't want to live on this farm, this ranch.
Right.
That's got bad juju all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I'm you, I'm just
I'm
trying to put myself in your shoes.
Yeah, get me out of there.
Yeah. I don't want to walk
and
away
legally, you're entitled to $500,000. legally, right? If her name's on the deed.
Yeah. Nothing this twerp can do about it. He stepped in it.
But the question is, what do you feel right about? Right, from just like a moral perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the being made whole plus a little bit more of what you're saying.
I would try, do you have an ability to contact him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have your attorney contact him and say, I will sign a deed to you for $200,000 or whatever the number is. Okay. And then I would go get an apartment and sell off the animals and get out of this, get away from this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And then go back to your house in May when the tenants move out.
Yeah, I would just get away from the whole thing.
Okay, I do love that Dave was like, you get like a love tax, basically, of like, yeah, you get a little something if he sells the ranch, right? But yeah, you guys, you don't want to commingle finances when you're not married. And again, she was on the better end of the situation. Usually I feel like it's the guy calling, right? That's like, hey, I have this paid off ranch and my ex-girlfriend is on it. What do I do? Right? So always remember to keep it separate. Okay. Number 2, this one's interesting. Co-signing a loan for his church is what this guy was asking about. Okay. So let's watch this one together.
So I like my church. It's a good church. And there's building expansion. They've asked the senior members to co-sign on a loan for the expansion. And I listened to you and kind of a flag went up. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm kind of weird. I think churches ought to follow what the Bible says. And 17:18 Proverbs says, one lacking in sense co-signs for another.
Yeah, it's a $2.3 million. The church.
No. Stop. It ends right there. The Bible says one lacking in sense co-signs for another. That includes a church, especially a church ought to be following the Bible. No way I'm doing this.
Okay. All righty.
No way.
Thanks.
It's bad. It's a bad idea.
But yeah, that's a wild one. Like mix in some spirituality dysfunction in the midst of that. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, next, Nick is in trouble after co-signing a loan for a friend. But before we dive into his story, I do want to tell you about one of our sponsors, Fairwinds Credit Union. When you are working the baby steps, your bank shouldn't be working against you. And that is why I love Fairwinds Credit Union. Their smart checking and savings bundle was literally designed to line up with the baby steps. So if you're ready to move your money somewhere that supports your financial goals, Fairwinds is what you've been looking for. Just head to fairwinds.org/Ramsey to open your smart checking and savings bundle today. And another company that's doing amazing work on your behalf is Delete Me. You guys, data brokers have gotten more creative and are actively becoming more of a threat. And they are out there on the internet collecting your data and selling it to data brokers and putting you at risk for scams and fraud. And this is why I love and use Delete Me, because Delete Me goes in and removes your data to help protect you from phishing, harassment, and other online threats. Your family's safety and financial security are way too important to leave exposed. So go to joindeleteme.com/Rachel for 20% off, bringing your monthly cost to under $9, or just click the link in the description. All right, our third and final clip, is a co-sign situation with a friend. So here it is.
I co-signed on a loan for my friend 7 years ago now. With the verbal agreement that in a few years he's going to refinance and get me off. COVID hit, and he had the COVID assist program where they stopped paying on the loan, but obviously the interest rates were continuing to add up.
Yikes.
And then life happened, so he had surgery, so he went through a couple of rough times. Unfortunately, the good thing is he's still paying on the loan. The only bad thing was the original loan was for $367, and now because of the COVID program, it went up to $376. So after I just got married with my wife, and we want to start our life and buy our first home, and I reached out to him in regards to options of getting off the loan. Excuse me. And we tried to do a loan assumption, but his debt ratio was not where it needed to be because of, the surgeries and everything. So And then I approached them in regards to, hey, let's refinance, even though it's going to be at a higher rate. It's going to be on you only. It's not on me anymore. I did my part as a friend of helping you get this house, but
and
the
what
agreement was, no. Obviously, he said no because of the rates not being low enough, and So my question for you would be, obviously, we've been going back and forth with him about it, and I want to know what should be my next step.
I mean, the relationship can't be too good after all this, is it?
So no, so the relationship has definitely suffered, and
we're about to go to a hard break, Nick. But I mean, this is the hard thing about co-signing, Nick, is there aren't other options. I'm like, from a legal perspective, you signed a loan, and until your name is off of that loan, there's really not like a legal way to go about this or anything. I mean, it kind of is what it is, and so
you could try to see what a judge would say about it. I mean, to try to force a refi, but I don't know that they could do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
This is why we say not to do this.
So this is a classic example, you guys, of when you attach yourself to someone else's financial picture, especially when it comes to debt and co-signing. You're opening yourself up to be like, hey, I mean, my future is reliant upon this person that wasn't good with debt in the first place and needed a co-signer to do what they said they're going to do. And not everyone that gets a co-sign loan, is bad. And I think most people, I want to believe, have the wherewithal to realize, okay, I'm going to try to pay this back. Like, I think their intent is good, but life happens. It's just like exactly what that call is. So please, for the love of God, please don't be a co-signer. Now, if you have never watched or listened to The Ramsey Show, it is full of real stories and financial questions just like these. And you can learn so much more on what to do and what not to do with your money just by listening in. And remember, financial boundaries, they can be tough to put in place, but they are an absolute must. So make sure to check out my episode, 3 Healthy Money Boundaries to Set with Family. You can go right here, click that. When it comes to relationships and money, this is really important. And if you're listening on podcast, I'll leave a link below. All right, you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.